Welcome to the stream, everybody. We're gonna get started in like 1 or 2 minutes. So thanks for joining. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We're gonna get started.
All right, you guys set up and ready? Three, two, one, go!
Audio Jungle.
How about that? Everyone can hear me now, yeah? Me- I have a little. It looks like a taser. Let me show you. I always like if I ever like bring this thing out in public. I'm sorry if I'm making a bunch of noise right now. But yeah, this is my audio device. It's probably really loud right now. I'm sorry, but it looks like a taser, and I accidentally just hit a button on it. So apologies. There's the audio issue. Just want to say thanks everybody, and thanks for the moderators for telling me that my audio is no good like right away. But yeah, so today we got a lot of work ahead of us, and I debated on whether or not I should do this project or not. I'm excited about it. But yeah, hopefully everyone in the Twitch land likes it too. We're gonna do some like I call it like faux animation stuff. If anyone has ever like studied animation, they're probably like gritting their teeth at me, but this is like, I'm like cheating animation. I'm like gonna do some illustrations in Photoshop, then bring them into After Effects and give them some movement, but I'm not doing like frame by frame stuff, and I'm like trying to cheat the system. I'm trying to see if I can get away with doing like we'll call it like 6 to 7 second animation, but only actually draw 3 frames. So we're gonna cheat animate a little bit. We're gonna draw some. We're gonna color, and I think it's gonna be a lot of work, a lot of steps. So hang tight in there. Frame graphic looks awesome. Thank you. This was actually done by our own Megan Davis. Very 80s theme. We dig it a lot. But I made this part. I kind of like it. Here we go. We're going to dive into it. Thanks, Jason. Well, bam. Cool. So, last week... Let's get this in here. So last week, I was having people give me suggestions on what to draw. Because I think it was user Krantz Pib asked how I come up with my ideas, and I said I struggle sometimes. And so some people started giving me suggestions on what to draw, and the 2 biggest ones were corgis and dinosaurs. And so I thought, let's combine the 2. So I did this little drawing of a corgi. I am very fond of corgis, and I think it was Nikki who said all the corgi events in Portland have been canceled this year, and that's just devastating to hear. So I did this sketch of a corgi, and then on top of that, I tried to save you guys the struggle of my roughs. That's a pun, right? There we go. They're my rough drawings. Okay, all right, moving on. And so I tried to spare you guys the struggle with those. These usually take me the most amount of time, so because I'm just fiddling with shapes and trying to get the right just trying to get the right shape sound essentially, and trying to get the right expressions. I did 10 iterations of his eyes, and I decided I liked his wonky, lopsided eye look. But so then I drew a dinosaur costume on top of that, and that is where we are going to pick this up and start drawing the final version of this. So there's a couple inkers that I like to use. There's this cartoon inker. I think it's called Classic Cartoonist by Kyle Webster. That's pretty great. Who are we? Oh, yeah. So we had an interview on Wednesday with David Silverman, who has worked on The Simpsons for years. He was one of the original animators, and it was great because he said he used the Classic Cartoonist brush, and that's one that I use. I picked it up from one of my coworkers, KJ. It's just got a really nice thick to thin quality to it, and it's got some really rough edges, which I quite like. So we're just gonna get right into it and then start doing some line work. I'm gonna do my best. We have a lot of steps. If you want to come in and out of this stream, I wouldn't be offended, because we got a long road ahead of us. That's all I'm saying. Uncle Chris I just got in the chat. Yeah, so William, this one goes out to you because you wanted dinosaurs, buddy, and this is I'm sorry I couldn't give you just like a straight up dinosaur. But I thought the corgi was a nice touch. So we're gonna integrate this this corgi into a video later, and I want you guys to know that I went and risked my life to get some footage. I just went outside. I actually went down to the Portland waterfront and got some footage of downtown. Wore my mask. I did not know that. So this is I did not know corgis were descendants of dinosaurs. A lot of times when I'm doing my inking, I like to put the smoothing up to like somewhere between like 10 and 15%. Does anyone know why corgis exist? Like, what were they initially bred for? I was telling someone recently that they were like bred as like working dogs, like along like the same lines as like collies. But then I was just like, maybe that's not true. I don't know where I'm getting my facts. Sweet. Our resident Googler is on the case. So there's a cat herding. I just got a private message that corgis were bred for cat herding. So much with animation that I'm finding, especially when you're doing like hand-drawn animation. I'll definitely say like I'm new to the scene of animation, and what I'm finding is you have to there's like a lot of like pre-planning. So I want his eyes to move independently of the rest of him, so I have to put those on a different layer. So I'm not drawing the eyes at this very moment. I'll get to that in a second. And I want his tongue to be on its own layer as well, because I want his tongue to like move independently of the rest of him too. So I could probably even like connect this right here. Oh man, I gotta scroll back. Okay, quick facts about corgis. Welsh corgis have historically been used as herding dogs. Yeah, that's what I thought. Cattle, because they can like bite at the heels. Yeah, that would be great. Uh, how much can I? Is this a joke? How much can I bench? I haven't benched in a while. I sat on a bench recently. Yeah, this feels like a joke. You can't get me, Carter. I gotta put these eyes in. It's like freaking me out that he doesn't have eyes. I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna do them on two separate layers. So I'm gonna call this right eye. Do left eye. I just wanted to announce my presence. Well, thank you. You've been seen, Carter. So something I wanted to make sure happened. I noticed in my rough sketch. I still can't get over that pun. That's so funny. Um, his feet are facing forward, but corgis have like a distinct. I think that's called. No, sploot is something different. But like their feet go. They're like got this funny stance, and so I think just by changing this bottom shape here, I can make it seem like his. Well, not if I do it like that. I just want to make sure like his feet are pointed like towards us. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I didn't get that, Megan. Sorry. Yeah, duck-footed. Is duck? Do ducks go out, or is that pigeon-toed is when they go in? So same thing with on his back leg. I just want his foot to like appear like it's almost coming towards us. Thank you, Jason. Very much appreciated. Dino costume would not be complete without some spots. Cool, cool. Gonna give him a tongue. Yes, Nikki, if you are just joining us, thank you for the recommendation last week. I had to combine your idea with another, well, in truthfulness, my nephew's idea. He wanted a dino. You wanted a corgi. I'm just trying to give the people what they want. Witness your presence. Witness me! Where am I? There we go. Cool. We might have a doggo. So I was thinking of like putting like a little eyeball right here and giving this teeth. That's actually pretty funny. I'm gonna keep that. This is silly. Cool. All right, let's group all these together. I'm gonna get rid of our little lines here. Yeah, I'm really glad I added those teeth in that eye. This is silly. This is the silliest thing I've ever done. I'm gonna group these together. I'm gonna call this doggo. I'm gonna have to come back and color this later, but let's get the line work done. Let's do all the things. Doggo looking left. His right, my left. Cool. Let's hide this. Okay. So next what I want to do in this little like faux animation is have him turn. So I'll show you this won't make sense unless I show you the whole thing. So he's gonna do a turn. And so then he's gonna look this way, as if he's just seen a squirrel or something. So right now I want this this is only gonna last like 2 frames, so it doesn't have to be like super perfect. In fact, like the more kind of like blurry and wish-washy it gets, it actually kind of like looks better and gives the illusion of movement. So this one is gonna be a little rougher. I want this one to come back, but I want it very faint. Yeah, okay, here we go. Has anyone who... Well, I don't know. I don't know where you can see this comet from, but has anyone checked out the Neowise comet? I'm in the Pacific Northwest, in Portland to be precise. And apparently it's supposed to be like you can see it really well this weekend. And I'm like trying to scheme of if I can like go out somewhere and see it. Yeah, I want to go maybe. It'd be nice to go to the desert and see if I can see it. But I might settle on the coast. It's also supposed to be like in the 90s on Sunday. It might be good to get somewhere that's near some water. Not going to worry about the tongue and the eyes being on a separate layer because this is going to happen so fast it would just be a waste of time. Maybe I should do is like saggy eye though. Yeah, kind of like his like lopsided look here. Whoop. It's got the eyeball here. It's got some teeth. Yeah, it's gonna be hot as heck. Speaking of getting hot, this episode is brought to you by Polar. It's not, but I'm hoping again. I don't know. It's been a running joke. If I say it enough times, maybe Polar will reach out and sponsor me, and I'll get free Polar. I feel like I've said it enough times. How many times do you need to say it? Got his dinosaur spines. I need to go grocery shopping. I'm almost out of seltzer. That's when I decide I need to go grocery shopping. It's not like, oh, I don't have enough sustenance to, keep myself alive. It's, what's my seltzer level in the fridge like? Yeah, maybe I should just get maybe like the same thing as best polar flavor. I've been really liking the orange vanilla, but I'm very fond of grapefruit. Grapefruit is kind of where it's at for me. Black cherry? This little section looks a little weird. That's okay though. Doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, I think we have our mid-turn corgi done. Like I said, this little guy doesn't need to be perfect. You're gonna see him for like 2 frames, and I feel like I've already spent too much time on him. Okay, so let's put these guys into a group and call this guy mid-turn. So now we have this one. We need this right-facing corgi. And he's not going to have his tongue out. That's essentially, like, the biggest difference here. I wonder if I could actually, like... I could cheat and just take the body of... I could just duplicate this, take the body, then erase the head, and continue from there. Whoop. Whatever. We'll just redraw it. Because drawing stuff is fun. Let's turn this guy down a little. Raspberry pink lemonade. That is nice. That is nice. Alright, I'm gonna get back to drawing. Where do I start on here? Okay, let's get some big floppy ears. It slaps. That's like when saying something slaps is like, I don't know. it's like one of the funnier things to me right now. Oh, this slaps. It's like, it's good. It's real good. Okay, I'm gonna do his eyes on a separate layer too because I want those to blink. Is it funnier if his mouth is extended like this? It might be. Maybe a little extension. Oopsies. He looks very concerned. What is not a polar flavor? And if this isn't a joke, I'm gonna ban you from the chat. Coconut. That's alright. I won't ban you from the chat for that. That's truth. Yeah, LaCroix does that coconut flavor, and it's pretty gross. I was drinking it for a while only because like that was the only option we had at the experience center, as I was like stealing. I don't know if stealing is the right word. Lifting. I was helping myself to some seltzers from our events, and all we had was coconut, and I was like, it's pretty gross, but I think I was like trying to convince myself that I liked them because it was the only option. Take notes, LaCroix. Truth. Alright, I'm gonna make his eyes like really wide. Like he's. As the internet. As the internet would say, he's. Heckin' concerned. Dog memes are pretty funny. Let's connect these. Get some of those in there. Get some of these. Once a year. I don't know. If there are other options, I will always take another option. Coconut is definitely like low tier for me. Let's get some floof in there. Guys, we might be ready to start coloring. Let's put this in a group. Dog looking great. Right. So we got 3 so far. Let's give this guy some color. What color is Corgi? That's pretty good. So a lot of times I would put each color on its own layer, but I'm gonna bring this into After Effects, and After Effects has a bajillion layers to begin with, and it's like, I think it's pretty easy to get lost in layers in Photoshop, but like After Effects is a whole different beast. I get lost too much in there, so I'm going to try to do this all on one layer, and there are some tricks to doing that, which I can show you once we get some coloring done. Get that coloring done. I've been sitting on my porch a lot. I have a front porch. It's like my way. It's like my way of like interacting with the world because like people walk by, and I've started to create this like persona with some of my neighbors. I don't know any of them. I've recently moved into this neighborhood, and I moved in right at the start of lockdown. So, like, I'm not that I was, like, trying to, like, meet all my neighbors anyways, but, yeah, so I just, like, really don't know them. But every time, like, some of my neighbors, like, the ones that I see regularly, every time they walk by, I, like, try to have, like, a really good, like, hillbilly accent. Howdy, neighbor. And I want to start, like, getting some props to help build up this persona. I'm going to get a straw hat. I'm going to try to get a piece of straw. And so I can have it in my mouth at all times. I'd like a little jug with some X's on the side of it. I thought that would be a nice touch. I think I have to start learning the banjo. just to keep up with this like persona of like who my neighbors think I am. A rocking chair. Yes. Now you've gotten it. Oh, I need overalls as well. I don't own a pair of overalls, and I would like to. Yeah, probably gonna have to get some skull. And maybe just get like a little tin I can spit in all the time and get really good at spitting. My grandma's in here, and I'm pretty sure is watching the stream and probably disgusted at all this. Yeah, exactly. Overalls are a must. I feel like I've forgotten a little thing here. He's got like a little tail that just comes up here and connects. That's better. Cool. Alright, let's get a lighter color. Yeah. I wonder... Nope, that didn't work. There's nothing you can do. I'm working from home. You can't stop me. Good luck. It's got some... Probably should use some like floofiness on this side, so I'm gonna do some erasing. What the heck? Photoshop is freezing. Okay, we're good. Just hit save just in case. There we go. Add some floofies. That didn't work. Maybe a white tail. There we go. Q. Alright. Let's color that tongue. What's his name? Oh man, I didn't think about that. You're asking the hard questions here. What would be a corgi dino name? What's this? I tried to make him like kind of like T-Rexy. So maybe he's just a Rex. That would be like appropriate, right? Like dogs are named Rex. Maybe he's Rex. That's like fitting. It's not maybe the funniest thing I've ever come up with, but it's fitting. That's the most clever thing I can think of on the spot. His name is Rex. Let's get some green in there. I'm hoping I can do a lot of like duplicating when I start coloring the other three. Like I'll duplicate this color layer. That's another reason why I want to do it all on one layer. And just move it over and hopefully just clean things up. I'll probably have to redo the faces, but you know, it's better than redoing this green a million times over. These teeth aren't going to be green in the end, but it'll be faster if I just block them all in right now. Cool. It's all blocked in. I'm gonna lock these pixels, so now I can't draw outside the lines here. And I'm just gonna get some, I'm gonna get white. Probably a yellowy white. Just get these guys right quick. I'm gonna get a yellow and do his little underbelly right here. Cute. And then for his spines, I think a purple. Something a little lighter than that. Cool. Not bad. Silly enough. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of shading on this guy. I gotta pick a light source. So I took some video and I was trying to like take note of where the light source was. So the light's gonna be behind him, and I think it's like gonna be like that. So I'm gonna add like a bit of a rim light around him and have like the bottom right and like underneath be a bit darker, and have like the shadows going left to right. So because I did this all on one layer, I kind of have to be, let me get, I like this like pastel one that I've found. Cool. So you can, if you go up here to select, you can go to color range and then click on a specific color. And now I can just focus on like this little orange and get a little bit darker. So that way I'm not like bleeding into the other colors. Cute. Alright. I'm gonna hit Control D. And that deselects everything. And I'm gonna go to select and do that same thing. And I'm gonna do this color. should make a keyboard shortcut for select color range, because I do use it quite a bit. Let's do that green. Warning, no pixels were selected. What the heck? Heck and heck? What? There we go. Cool, cool. Beginning to be happy enough with this. Thank you, Nikki. I think he's pretty cute too. If I had a corgi, I'd get him a dino costume. I don't know why these aren't white. Cool. I'm gonna hit save right quick, just because I haven't done that in a minute. Okay. I'm gonna duplicate this layer. I'm gonna put on the way up here. It's gonna look silly for a second. Let's get that mid-turn. And let's clean these up. And it's okay if some of this is like not the correct. It can be sloppy is all I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Drawing and talking is like, it's difficult. I think I've said that during every stream, but I'm not trying to be like overly careful about what I'm doing right now. Like I said, this is only gonna be like 2 frames long, and I actually think like when it's sloppy, it makes it a bit better, because it kind of emphasizes like a stretchiness to it. Well, I hope you all follow us on Instagram, but if you don't, you should. But today we posted a new creative conversation. It's not creative conversations. What do I call these? Creative process videos. And last week I got to talk to Luis Rojas. He is from Peru. And we just posted a video about him today, and I was lucky enough to edit that one. And I liked how it came out, mostly because of what Luis had to say. It was super fun chatting with him. It's been fun doing those types of interviews, because I actually get to meet people, you know? I'm not meeting too many new people right now, and so being able to meet new artists and creating this like form of like online community has been quite fun. But yeah, if you got a spare second, check out the video that we posted on Luis. Yeah. Some stuff we got. I'll give some plugs. Some highlights. We have another Cintiq Showdown coming up. I mean, kind of coming up. We're like 2 weeks away from it or something like that. So Carter, you better get ready. Who am I kidding? Carter destroyed me in the last Cintiq Showdown. I really love Carter's illustration style, and it was very fun to do that with him. But I think that we're going to change things up. The next one is going to be the first Wednesday of August, so I think that's like the 5th? 4th? But it's like 2 weeks away, and I'm like already excited about it. It's like being on a game show. Yeah, so Megan, you have to start working on your game show voice. Speaking of game shows, I watched like the first 2 episodes of The Floor is Lava last night. Cheese and crackers. That's a stupid show, and I love it. So good. Cool. All right, I think I'm done working on this guy. That'll be good. Let's call this mid-turn color. There we go. Do that. What else do I need? So I'm going to duplicate that original layer again. I want to bring it up, 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 up. Put it in here. Get rid of that one. Cool, the colors are, they're mostly right. Something's not right here. I almost did a bad thing. I don't think I duplicated this layer. Let's try this again. Vocal fry? I don't know that term. So, well, I'm gonna finish coloring this, then tell you guys about the next steps. But there is like a part of this that I wanted to get to that I hope I have time for. I try not to make these streams more than like 2 hours. I feel like the hour and a half is like the sweet spot for me. But all this coloring has taken up some time, so we'll see what we get to. We still have such a long way to go. It's gonna be the weekend. Just start chain smoking then over the next 2 weeks. One of my first jobs was I was a road flagger. Just like the guy that turned the sign that said like stop and slow. But it was like on a back road in Vermont. You know, there's like more cows than there are people. And that was like the only time in my life where I was like, you know what? Smoking doesn't seem like a bad idea. I was just that bored. I didn't, though. I took up sunflower seeds. Whatever. Who's ever like out there to give me free stuff, I'm all for it. Grandma's watching. That's a really good call. I need to get some sunflower seeds. We are growing sunflowers right now. We have about 20 of them in the backyard, and I would say like 3/4 of them are blooming right now. Oh, it makes me happy every time I look out the window. We have some tomatoes that are about to pop off as well. kind of sloppily doing this, but I don't hate it. Sometimes I kind of like the sloppy rushed effect that I get. Not always. Our snap peas of Carter. I'm moving on from your comment, but our snap peas have like gone wild. They're like probably like 12 feet long at this point, and something's happened to them. They've kind of gotten some kind of disease on them or something, but they're not looking so hot, and we're not gonna have them for very much longer. We've been trying to. We planted some more, so hopefully, like maybe in a few weeks, we can, do it all over again. But we're gonna harvest what we have now, which is a lot. I've definitely eaten my fair share of snap peas this summer. It is getting warm in here. Okay. All right. I think I'm at a point with this guy that I can call it good. So, all right, it's 4:25. So, I've been going for a little while now. I've drawn 3 doggos. Let me see. I got this one. Well, that one looks... What happened there? Whew. Thought I really messed up for a second. Okay, so yeah, we got this one, and then we got this one. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I wanted to also have one where he's shooting a laser out of his mouth. I might have to do that one on my own, outside of the stream. Oh god, I really want to do it though. But I feel like it's just going to take up too much time, and I kind of want to get to this next section. So, you can check me out on the Instagram. That's where this is eventually going to end up. And I'm hoping, I think I have to do that outside the stream. But I don't know, maybe Megan can write down my Instagram handle in the chat. It's just Chris Diego art if you want to see how this is eventually going to look. But yeah, the plan was for the dog to look around and then shoot a laser out of his mouth, because I thought that would be funny. But I kind of want to move on and get some of this out of the way. So I'm going to get rid of this background. I'm going to get this guy, and I'm going to save him as a PNG. Where's this? Oh, I'm under edit. I'm just like, where's this thing? Let's go PNG. These were my test corgis from before. Corgi looking left. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to save these as PNGs, even though I just hit save. Taking a second. I feel like the hotter it gets, the slower my computer wants to work. I'm actually just gonna hit save, and we're gonna open After Effects, because I want to retain all these layers, and I can't do that if I save this as a PNG. Okay, let's get a new composition. We're going to do 1920 by 1080. 30, we'll call this Dino Corgi. And 15 seconds should be good. So I went out and I got some footage. Of, the Portland waterfront. It looks amazing. I'm gonna play it. And it's very loud. If you ever put something into After Effects that has audio, you can do the little drop down menu here, and you can actually even see the waveforms, which will be handy. I like the boats that go by here. So this is my footage, and let's put this corgi into the footage. But you're like, how? Corgis are very small. I will show you. Oh, I did a bad thing. So we're going to go to import file. So when you're ever importing a Photoshop document, so I'm going to click on this, and it says import as. You don't want to import it as footage. You want to import it as a composition and retain the layer sizes. And you can just say okay here. Cool. So I'm going to double click on this composition. So here we go. So I made those groups earlier, so each group is its own composition as well, which is really nice. So let's do this dog. So we have doggo looking left, and that's our only one visible right now. Well, let's open this up. So it's just these ones. Cool. So I did this in a stream before, and I want to make the lines wiggle. So I'm going to create a new shape layer, and I made a keyboard shortcut for that. I don't think After Effects has a default keyboard shortcut, but I make them so often that it was frustrating how many times I had to go up and go layer new. So I have a keyboard shortcut for that. It was just Alt L for anyone that cares. Here we go. And so after all that explanation, I actually don't want a shape layer. I want a new solid, and a black solid. That's cool. So now we're going to go to fractal noise. Put the fractal noise down, and under evolution options, once you get that, there's a random seed option, and if you alt click that, you can type in an expression. I'm gonna go super fast on this. After Effects is not my forte. I know enough to get by, so I'm just gonna say things kind of quickly, and apologies for that. But you can type in an expression. You do time times 10. And what essentially that does is gives you this super fun effect. So after all that, you can go up to your black solid and hide it. So you can't even see it. So now we can go to our line layer, go to a different effect, and go to displacement map. And we're going to put that on the line layer. And under the displacement map, we want it to map it to the black solid that we just made. And under source, go to effects and mask. And let's change this to like 4. Let's see what that does. Yeah, we now have a wiggle. That's great. Cool. I want to do the same thing to the tongue. So put a displacement map on the tongue. Do like 3. Cool. So with the tongue, why I wanted the tongue on its own separate layer is because like I'm going to animate the tongue a bit, and all I'm going to do is change the scale. First I want to come up to my pan behind tool, and I want to move the anchor point just to the top of his mouth right here. Q. Alright, now let's go to scale. And hit our stopwatch, move ahead a few frames, and put that to like... Oh, whoopsie daisies. You know what? The tongue and the tongue color are on 2 separate layers, so I'm just going to pre-compose them and call it tongue. So that way the tongue and the tongue color will move together. So I'm going to move this up. Oh no. Oh no. Let's see if I can do this. This is something Carter would have seen coming. Let's try this. Wait, I'm on the right eye. Where's my anchor point? There it is. Now let me see if I can do this. Yeah, there we go. All right. So we want this at 100%, then we want to move this up to like, say 106, and then move it back down to 100. Cool. All right, so the tongue essentially gets big, and then it gets small. It gets big, and then it gets small. And it kind of gives the illusion that the dog is panting, because, you know, that's what dogs do. Maybe a little bit faster. So now I can alt-click on my stopwatch, and we're going to do a loop out expression. So loop out. See if that works. So essentially what loop out does is just it repeats. It loops out, you know. It repeats whatever keyframes that you have already. So I could like copy and paste these 3 keyframes, but having an expression is often easier. So yeah, now it looks like he's panting. Isn't that fun? There was one other thing. Oh yeah, the eyes. Let's do the eyes. I hate zooming in on my artwork sometimes because you can really see like all the lines that I missed up here, but you know, just don't look that closely. So I'm going to move the anchor point down to the bottom of the eye, and I'm going to mess with the scale, and I'm going to unlink the constraint proportion, so I'm only going to be affecting the y-axis. So let's move to like 1 second, set a keyframe, and then set the y-axis to 0. Oh no. I've set it to like 13%. If I say oh no, because I've got the little color right there that's behind his eye, but you know, this blink happens so fast and it's so small that it's not gonna matter. I say that, but Trust B. Let's do it. Right now he's winking. Alright. Let's copy these keyframes and do the same thing in the same spot to the right eye. Before I do that, I want to move that down to here. Doo-doo. There we go. Let's move these together. If you, so I'm going to highlight both of the left and the right eye, and I'm going to press U. And that's going to bring up all of the keyframes that I have out right now. And I'm going to copy those, and I'm going to move to like 4 seconds. Oopsie daisies. Oopsie daisies. And I'm just going to do it again. Sweet. We have a dog that blinks and pants. That only took us an hour and a half to do. Cool, cool. Okay. So let's see here. So now we have the doggo looking left, and we'll say like right at the 4-second mark, we are going to change this. So I'm going to press Alt and the right bracket, and that's going to cut off the rest of our footage here. So when we move just past 4 seconds, our little guy will disappear. So now we want the mid-turn guy to show up. I'm going to click on his. Oop. And you know what? I should make his lines wiggle just for like consistency's sake. Oh, layer new, solid. It's probably not gonna matter. But, you know, we'll do it anyways. Blank source. And that's good. We'll do fractal noise. Q, Q, Q. Alright. Alright, we got him to wiggle. Cool. Alright. So now we want the doggo looking right to appear. And see, even like that was too long. Let's cut this down to like, I want it to be like, yeah, that's all I wanted that for. Was that one frame. It makes it like slightly smoother, but let's watch this without that guy, and it's just like slightly more janky. He just turns from like left to right. Boop. Boop. You know what? Maybe. I wonder if it was worth it. Was it worth it? I hope it was worth it. God. What are you wedding? Come to Marble Country. So he's like, I think like the inspiration behind this is like is it Doug from the movie Up, where he's just like, you know, super happy, he's chilling. He's like, squirrel. And then he's gonna go back to, you know, panting. Yeah, right about there. It's all about comedic timing, you know? Cool. Let's get this guy. I missed some spots right here. But you know what? There's no going back now. Well, there is. We could. I think if I actually just went into Photoshop and cleaned that up and hit save, it would clean up those lines, but I'm not doing that. Thank you for validating me, Carter. Cool. Displacement map. Let's put that name. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. So we're going to duplicate the mid-turn. And move him over. So, in, you know, an ideal world, right now his, like, motion waves are going to the left. And since he's turning the other way around, I want him going to the right. But ain't no one got time for that. Ooh. Here we go. Let's duplicate this one. And let's move this out. Alright, let's play this back. Nice. Yeah, it does make it look better. Like the thing with like animation is like the more details you add, the better it's going to be. But you really have to like, it's like a cost analysis type thing. It's just like the more details there are, the more time you put into it. And here I am, like, already, like, feel like I'm cutting down on a lot of time, and, like, this isn't as time consuming as, like, a frame-by-frame animation. But it's still a lot of time. Cool. Cool. This is getting me excited. Let's do... fit. Okay, it is fit. Okay. Let's scale this guy down. Let's move him. Or her, you know. I guess their name is Rex. I'll put it like right there. Alright. He's a giant corgi, everyone. Let's fit him into here. Alright, I'm gonna make this... Yeah, you can't fake it. You can't fake animation. Where was this guy? Okay. Alright. So now I'm essentially making a mask. There's probably a more efficient way to do this, but this also works. Cool. Oh, this is silly. Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of color correcting. Let's go to... I think I just want to add a brightness and contrast. I want to up the contrast here. Let me see here. There's a whole section on color. Where am I looking? Color correction. There we go. Jeez, right in front of me. Let's try a color balance. I just want to warm up the footage a bit. Because I feel like our dino is pretty warm. Our corgi dino. there are levels? Yeah, there is. Cool. Got some audio. I get a lot of my audio from freesound.org, and I find that they have a lot of really good stuff, and it's free. You have to create an account. It's like one of those things where you have to create an account, but I don't think I've ever gotten an email from them, which is really nice. Usually when you like sign up for stuff, maybe that's why I get like a bunch of like spam calls, but worth it. It's kind of short though, so I'm gonna just duplicate it and put that there. And essentially, I want him to stop panting right there. Let's see what this looks like. And then go back to panting. There we go. Let's duplicate this one more time. This is probably the best thing I've ever made. So, yeah. So here we are. It's coming up on like 5 o'clock here. And right around when he turns back around, that's when I wanted him to, yeah, like right here. That's when I wanted him to shoot a laser beam from his mouth. I feel like I've like I feel like I've like disappointed you guys, or like I've like let you guys down, but like I feel like I've let myself down because there's not a corgi wearing a dog costume shooting a laser beam from his mouth. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sleep tonight. God. I can't tell if I'm like pleased with myself or not. Oh my god. I did it. I did a thing. Oh yeah, let's save this. Corgi Dino Twitch stream. I did it, guys. Guys and gals and others. God, I hate how funny this is to me. It's got a little twitch right there. Why does that happen? I'm gonna just shorten this down. Ugh. This is probably the best thing I've ever made. Just gonna move this over a little. Alright. I don't think I can keep going. So I've just... Okay, hold on. Let's... I think we have to call it done. Let's go to the home screen. Alright, so... thanks everybody for joining. I'm gonna see if I can get this posted and see if I can get a laser coming out of this guy. Thank you all for joining. Hopefully the blinks are good. Yeah, hopefully someone out there learned something. I just appreciate anyone who chimed into the chat, came in to this partway or from the beginning. Thank you, William, for the suggestion of the dinosaur. Thank you, Nikki, for the suggestion of the corgi last week. This one was truly a fan service, and I hate how much I love it. God, ugh. This is like 30 years old, and this is the culmination of my art career, and like I couldn't be happier. I've made it. So yeah, thank you. This has been brought to you by the Wacom Experience Center here in Portland, Oregon. I hope everyone out there is staying safe. I will be back streaming next Wednesday. Maybe I'll finish this up on Wednesday. Maybe that'll be. It can be a two-parter. I can like learn some laser effects and make this a two-part episode. Maybe that's the key. Unless anyone out there has any more. Yeah, thank you, Nikki. I can't tell if I like the encouragement or not. It's great. I'm so conflicted with life right now. Yeah, I'll be back on next Wednesday. Carter is on next Friday. There'll be more Clash of Crony stuff. I know he's been working hard and getting some more graphics done for that. So stay tuned. And then in a few weeks, we're going to be doing some more Cintiq Showdown. And we're going to have a special guest on the Cintiq Showdown. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Until next time.